What's going on, everybody? This is Grandpa Choco from the Filsinger Games Fan Podcast, and it is the most wonderful time of the year. Christmas, yes, but also it is the time when we get a new package with new stuff in it from Filsinger Games. And what I'm going to be unboxing here today, or unenveloping as the case may be, is the Legends of Wrestling Expansion Pack 6 and the final 4, not 3, 4 cards from Promoter Prime. I've got my Ultra Pro 4x6 top loaders here, all ready to put my cards in as they come out of the envelope. Now, I did order 2 sets of the Legends expansion, just because I usually do for collector's purposes. So anyway, I'm very excited to check this out. I will open up the envelope here, and we will get started. I'm super excited. I have not been this excited for a Legends of Wrestling set ever in the history of forever. I think this is probably how a lot of people felt for that first expansion pack that had all those great tag teams. Although I know that this expansion pack is super popular as well. So I'm very excited to get in here. This is, of course, the classic envelope, the classic white envelope. And here we go. Let's check it out. As I said, I did order 2 copies of these. So here we go. We have the 2 handbooks. I did buy the online version as well, so I've read through the handbook. It's very, very cool. And it's got info on all the special edition manager cards as well in the handbook. But Stu Lowry wrote the handbook. I read through it last night. Absolutely fantastic. Got the credits down there on the bottom. And then you just got profiles for each of the thing. One thing I love that they do is they talk about who these people, who the people in the set feuded with that are also in Legends. So that is very cool. It also has all the specialty moves, like the finishers and specialty moves. There's the flying burrito from Manny Fernandez, and it talks about if they had a manager and all that kind of stuff. So really, really fun. Good resource. And I usually will read this first to check out everybody who is in the set. So here we go. We're opening up the envelope. We got everything out of there. And let's put this up here so we know what we're doing here. Now, of course, with Filsinger Games, they always give you a couple of bonus cards mixed in. So very cool. Get a couple bonus cards there from Champions of the Galaxy and it looks like Chikara. So I have a ton of these. Someday I'm going to make a listing of all those. So if people need a card, I'll be able to give them a card. So let's see. I think this one seems like it has a little bit more in it. So let's check it out here as we're opening it up. And there we go. Starting off with the Warlord. They're right in the top. Now, I've looked at the online versions of these cards, but I have not looked at the actual physical cards. This is my first time seeing them. I won't show much of the back. But very cool here. He's got a 4 pin rating, which I don't know. That seems to me a little high, but maybe the card is super strong here. -4 power, so he's super strong. His agility is a +2, so not that great, but the power is a -4, so that'll do well. And we've got Barbarian here. Barbarian as well. I can hold this up a little bit closer. Looking on the back, he's got a 3 pin rating, the flying clothesline finisher there. -3 power, +1 agility. The Warlord, he's got the running power slam and the power headbutt. And what I love is, I love that they're doing this now for tag teams, is they're including tag team finishers, but they're also including, singles. So if they fight in singles matches, what their singles finishers are. So that looks great. All the artwork for this set has just been absolutely fantastic. Absolutely amazing. So here we got Coco Beware. I'm looking forward to swapping out the black and white Coco Beware card that I'm using right now for this color one. He's got another 4 pin rating there for the advanced rules. That's the number in parentheses. It's a little small. You can't see that. Sorry. Got the Brain Buster there. -2 agility, +2 power. So not that strong. But look at that artwork. That's, his original black and white card had so much black and white on it because they did that black background. It was a really like kind of artistic card. But this is just so great because it's so colorful, and he was such a colorful character. Really not even one of my favorite characters, but so look at the work that Werner did on the sequence jacket. Just really, really awesome. Cowboy Bob Orton here. The ace, Cowboy Bob Orton Jr. So we look on the back, he's got the superplex, but then I saw this last night. If he's wearing his, I'll get that to focus in. If he's wearing his cast, he can try a smash with cast once per move. It is a disqualification maneuver, though. He's got a 3 pin rating and -1 agility and a 0 power. So super excited to use. He's another one who I used a lot. I use his black and white card so much, and he's had so many like big programs in my Fed, which you can check out at lowpromoter.com. So I'm super excited to have him have a color card. So here we go with Davey Boy Smith, 1/2 of the British Bulldogs. We'll take a look down here. He's got a 3 pin rating over here, agility -2, power -1. So he's not shirking in the power and agility department. He's got the Tower of London tag team maneuver down here, and then he also has a power slam singles move. So super excited to have the British Bulldogs in here. I said this before on the podcast. I hated the British Bulldogs. I really did, because I was a Hart Foundation guy, and I always wanted the Hart Foundation to win. So I did not like the British Bulldogs. So I'm super excited to get them in the set to throw as many people at them and try and punish them as I can. Hey, look, we all have our reasons. So here's Dynamite Kid. Everybody was super excited that Dynamite Kid, someone who people thought would never, ever agree to be in the game. He's got a -2 there, and for his fatigue rating. And he's got a +1 and a +1 for power, and then a -4. And he's got bold stats for when he wrestles in junior heavyweight and tag matches. So I think I'll be using these bold stats a lot because I don't think, unless there's some reason why, he will always be wrestling as in a tag team as in the British Bulldogs. So the British Bulldogs are in the game. Super excited about that. Now we just need the Hart Foundation, and I'll just play those matches for the rest of forever. Adorable Adrian Adonis. I call him adorable, but this is not his adorable gimmick. But Adrian Adonis, we here in our, I think they were calling him the Golden Boy. That was what his original thing was. He's got a 3, where is it? Right there, a 3 pin rating, and then -1 agility. So he's pretty agile for his size, and he's got a 0 power. This is really, really awesome. And what I love is in the handbook, it actually says, he adopted a really outrageous persona, but that's something that will have to wait for later promoter or something like that. So I love that they're foreshadowing that eventually they will do an adorable Adrian Adonis card. Super excited to have him in the game, and super excited to use him in my Fed. Hillbilly Jim, here is another one. Now, I loved the original Hillbilly Jim black and white art. Focus in on here. There we go. Focus in. There we go. I love the original Hillbilly Jim black and white art, but this art is so much fun. This is really great. I mean, all these drawings that Werner did this time are great. Look at, this was something I noticed. Look at the reflection of the lights and the camera stuff in his sunglasses. That is so awesome. That attention to detail is amazing, and that's why Werner is just... Werner can just draw legends forever. That's my hope. I love the old artwork. The old artwork of Hillbilly Jim was fantastic, but this is really, really awesome as well. Let's take a look at the back. And the look on the back here is he's got a 3 for his pin rating. He's got a +1 to agility and a -2 for power, so he's pretty strong. He's got the bear hug finisher. I love this. Just a simple card. There's no crazy mechanics. There's no, if this happens, roll 2 dice. Those mechanics are fine, but I love a good, solid, simple card. And the Hillbilly Jim looks like this one is great. So there you go. There's Hillbilly Jim. Now here we go with George the Animal Steel. When I saw this artwork, I was floored. This, I think, is one of Werner's very best pieces of art. Now, on the back, if we check out the back, he's got a 4 for his advanced rules pin rating. He's got a +2. He's got a -1. There was some talk that one of the art pieces was printed wrong, and I think it might be this because he's got a green tongue here, and in the handbook and online, if I can find George the Animal Steel here, he does not have a green tongue. He just has, a regular flesh-colored tongue. So I'm thinking that this is the card that Todd said was misprinted. But I actually really like this. I like the green tongue. So it'll be interesting to see if this is the card that Todd was talking about. Here we go. Don Morocco, the magnificent Don Morocco. Another card that I use a lot. And let me say this. He gets... A lot of people comment on it, but I love Chuck Carter's version of Don Morocco and Chuck Carter's version of King Kong Bundy. I love those artworks, but I love this. Werner, as I said, there's not a bad piece of art in this whole batch. But Don Morocco here, we got Don Morocco. He's got a 3 for his pin rating, -1 agility, -2 for power, so he's doing pretty well as well. He's got the Hawaiian Hammer, +2 finisher there. Really excited to have Don Morocco in the game. So very exciting. We'll do a lot of things with him. Here we have Manny Fernandez. Now, usually when these Legends of Wrestling sets come out, there's 1 or 2 guys that I'm really into and really excited they're in there, and then the rest are just kind of like, oh, okay, that's not somebody who I'm super familiar with. This set, I'm familiar with everybody except for Manny Fernandez. I've heard of him, but I don't know much about him. But super excited to check out more of him and learn about more of him and get him, possibly use him. He's got a 3 pin rating right there, as you can see. He's got a -1 agility, a 0 power, and a flying burrito as his finisher. And then he's got a little thing that if he's wrestling as a rule breaker, you submit one of these moves out. So there is Manny Fernandez. I know a lot of people were excited to have him in the game. Now, here's somebody who I didn't grow up watching, but was very familiar with, and I know about him. Gordon Solie. So we've got the Gordon Solie card here, and this is the pre-match interview card. So before a match happens, he may interview a wrestler, and then you have different choices of things that might happen there. And this is the final card of the expansion set 6. So the cards that I've shown you all up to now are in the expansion set 6, and that is the last one. Now we move into the special edition cards, and these are the cards that were sold separately. It's a set of 3, and it's 3 legendary managers, and we've got Captain Lou Albano. So excited to get him as a manager card. He's got wrestling stats on the back, so he's got a 5 advanced pin rating there. He's got a +4 to agility, not too agile, a +2 to power. He's got a big splash as a finisher. He even has a foreign object move there. But I love this. He's got 2 distractor ratings because he was so well known as a tag team manager. He's got 2 distractor ratings here. And as you can see, if he's doing a singles, he's got a 7 distractor rating, which is actually pretty good. And then if he's doing tag teams, he's got a 9 distractor rating. So there you go. There's Captain Lou Albano. And of course, Mr. Fuji. Yes, Fuji-san in the game. He also on the back has wrestling stats as well. He's got a 5 advanced pin rating there, +2 on agility, +2 on power. He's got a running senton, which is his finisher there. And then he's got a distractor rating of 6. So, and there's also a mechanic down here where he can throw salt. If he's in and he's wrestling, he can throw salt at somebody, which is classic Mr. Fuji. And here we go. Here's the greatest Legends of Wrestling card ever released. And I'm not just saying that because I signed him to the game, but here's Jimmy Hart, my favorite wrestling personality of all time. He's got a manager card here. Super excited about this. And what I'm really excited about is he's got an interference chart on the back. He's got a pretty high distractor rating of 7. Me personally, if I was statting him, he would probably have a distractor rating of 12. But luckily, level heads prevailed, and he's got a really great interference chart. I was reading this over last night. Super excited to read this. And what I love is it says, and this is what's really cool, that if he's managing in a match, he can roll once on here and then once on the manager interference chart. So he actually gets 2 ways to interfere, which I think is great because Jimmy Hart really used to get involved in matches, and I love it. So moving on now to the final Promoter Prime names, and I was so excited to see the Killer Bees, especially now, because for the last few months, I have been using a color card and a black and white card. I've been using Jim Brunzell's color card and then B. Brian Blair's black and white card in my Fed. But now we've got the Killer Bees in color. So here we have B. Brian Blair. When we look on the back here, he's got an advanced pin rating of 4. Let's see, he's got a -2 agility, +1 power. He's got two finishers, a sleeper and a bee sting, which is a tag team move. And then they have a switch mechanic where they can switch places. And this is really cool too, because it may result in a small package and a quick pin like they used to do. So very excited to get B. Brian Blair and then matching Jim Brunzell in his Killer Bee outfit as well. And Jim Brunzell, there he is. Let's take a look at his stats. He's got a 3 advanced pin rating. Agility is -3, so super agile. And power is a +1. He's got the killer drop kick, which is a tag team move. And then he also has this switch mechanic as well. And then he's got a singles finisher, which is it's the same thing, but just a +1 instead of a +2, which would make sense because he's just wrestling by himself. And then the man everybody was requesting in the game, and someone I certainly will get a lot of use out of as well, is Virgil. Virgil's here. Virgil is, let's see, he's got a 4 advanced pin rating, a +1 agility, +1 power. He's got the Russian leg sweep for the finisher and a distractor rating of 6. So he is in a tag team in my Fed with $1 Million Man as the $1 Million Corporation. So it will be great to get the color card back in there and have them both in color now. And then here was the bonus card that everybody did not know about, and it was a big surprise, is another Gordon Solie card. So Gordon Solie is in his... he's in his yellow in the set, and then here he is in his blue. And this is a post-match interview card. So if a match happens, then you can roll on this chart for something that happens after the match. So super excited. I've been using the Bill Apter card in my set for a super long time, and I am glad to kind of rotate him out with Gordon Solie. So there we go. A lot of these cards are going to get use immediately in my Fed. I love that we got the green tongue version of this, even if that was not the intended artwork. The British Bulldogs are in the game. I know, listen, I'm very happy that they're in there, and I'm going to enjoy throwing tag teams at them. The Powers of Pain, I think out of all these cards, except for the ones who have black and white cards that I'm using, these ones, the Power of Pain will debut very quickly in my Fed, and then everybody else will be dropped in later. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That is the new Legends of Wrestling set. I am going to put these into my top loaders and get ready to play. Let me know if you got this set. Be sure to subscribe if you have not. And that's going to do it. I will talk to you later. Take it easy.